welcome back to Dave's Garden and Vine. It's been exactly 1 week since I built the mini greenhouses inside my big greenhouse. So I'm going to go over what I found in the temperature checks. I'm going to go through a growth progress, show you how the stuff that I put inside the mini greenhouses is actually doing. And also I'm going to talk about how I've developed the mini greenhouses even further from feedback from yourselves. You may also notice that I've now got a lapel mic, so a little cheeky Black Friday purchase, and hopefully that improves the sound for everyone. Okay, so let's get into it. So let's have a quick look what we got. 7.1 current temperature, and it's 5. You can see that. Yeah. So we'll continue to measure each day. Minimum temperature I've seen this week, and then we've had several frosts, was 1 degrees and the maximum was 19. And you can see there the current temperature at this time of recording was 12.8 in the greenhouse. And when I check the other greenhouse thermometer, that was 8 degrees. So as you can see, this is what the mini greenhouse setup is inside me big greenhouse. Just got that plastic vented at the front. You can fold that back and place it over the top there. So that's what it looks like. So I tried that for a couple of nights, but then from feedback and suggestions through the community, I've now ended up with this. I'll put a time lapse on what I've done, because all I've done is built a wooden frame at the top and then put bubble wrap over the top, and this bubble wrap has got a nice gap down the sides, a slice gap at the top, and a gap down that side as well. So it'll trap the air in, because nights are getting colder, and if you're looking for 1.5, 2 degrees difference, then this is the way forward. And it's not perfect, it's not meant to be perfect, because at the end of the day I just want to flip that up and then I can get into the mini greenhouse as normal. Pull the zips up. I'm getting 9 degrees centigrade, a high of 19, and the lowest is 1, so no 0. This one's currently reading 7. So you're getting a couple of degrees difference, which is fantastic. But through the day, you're getting quite a considerable difference, because it's never getting up to 19 degrees in here. Probably 10 if it's lucky. So you can probably just see it's slightly better there when I've lifted the front off, how you've got a nice air gap between the plastic sheeting and then the bubble wrap. Slightly bigger gap on that side, but that's fine. It's just because the wooden frame I've built, which you can just see the top of there, which sits on top of the mini greenhouse, just sticks out either side, and then that little bit of air gap will benefit for the insulation. And at this time of year, if I can get a 1-2% difference, then that could make all the difference. So yeah, let's have a look at the plants themselves. Different timings of plants in here, but I definitely moved the carrots because they just weren't even starting, but they're now all starting to poke through. Broad beans are all starting to show their faces. The peas exactly the same, and then the radishes and the Choi some are all progressing nicely. I've got those ones slightly lower down, so I'm trying to put, if there is slightly warmer at the top of the mini greenhouse, that's where I've got the carrots. Then same here, I've got onions and garlic, Choi some, Komatsuna. They're the onions that I've only just put in, so they're still not doing anything yet. And then onions at the top. Plenty good roots on the bottom of those giant garlics, even though they're not shown, but giant garlics take longer to show, so but I'm happy with those roots. So working a treat. Right, so I'm going to start thinning out some of these choy soams, some of the broccoli and some of the radishes, because obviously they've not shot up, but they've done all right in the mini greenhouses. So I'm going to thin them out. The majority of these are going to stay in pots for a good while, so that's already starting to get a bit overcrowded. I'll start off with the choy soam. I mean, be careful with them, but don't be scared of them. I'm going to probably have 3 or 4 left in each pot, and then that's enough. They're not too overcrowded then, because if you don't thin them out, they'll just die around because there's not enough space for them to grow, and they're competing against each other. And if there's any that look, actually that one looks a bit weak, it's a lot smaller, so that can go into the compost pile. Because to me, if you're thinning out, you're thinning out a plant that's strong and it's going to continue to grow. So that's the choice I'm doing. Moving on to the broccoli. It's going to do these two per pot. Last but not least, I'm going to thin out the radishes. Just do those 2 to a pot. So the last tree to thin out is Mizuna, Komatsuna and Choi. And I'll just make another row out of each pot, and then that'll be me done. I can close up the mini greenhouses. So that's everything thinned out nicely. The Choi, Komatsu, Mizuna. So that mini greenhouse is fully loaded. And then same on this side. So that's it for this week, and for the next week and week to 2 weeks, I'm going to be monitoring the temperatures a bit more, and obviously seeing how stuff that's in the mini greenhouse versus on the trees on the other side, see which one's getting or developing quicker. So that's it for this week. So if you can like and subscribe, I'd much appreciate it. Costs nothing, helps us out, but I'll catch you in the next one.